So today is about collaboration. It's also about sharpening our pencils in terms of what we do in the philanthropy ecosystem through the panel discussions and workshops that are going to ensue today. So I invite you all to reach out to us throughout the course of the day. But once again, a very warm welcome from Nedbank Private Wealth. We're very honoured to be hosting this event, and we look forward to the discussions that will ensue today. Thank you.
My granddaughter. We should build for her future. Maybe a residential estate. We could leverage the farm. It'll pay itself off easily. And I'll know she's cared for.
If it's on your mind, it's on ours. Partner with a wealth banker that will connect you to structured lending solutions for wealth that supports generations to come.
All right. Thank you. And also today is very much, it's not formal. This is an informal gathering. You guys, we're preaching to the choir here. So if you've got questions, please interrupt me. Don't interrupt the other speakers. I'm very easily interrupted. But keep your questions, and please let's use this as a networking, and just meeting people and chatting and what. This is we're all in the same world here, and it's we just we want to help, and we want you guys to enjoy the day and not sit here and go, I should rather be on the beach or something like that. With that, I will bring up my friend Henk. Henk and I have been, this is what's called an overnight success that's taken 5.5 years. But without Henk, there would be no iZinga, that is for sure. And he's going to tell you the story of how this all got started and where we are and what we're going to be doing and how we're looking for the future. So go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Am I on? The first one, I'm going to tell the story with the people actually that are all key players in the audience. So I'm going to call them out as the story goes. Well, it all started 5 years ago, just the beginning of lockdown in the UK. Well, we live in the UK. And a friend of mine from Cape Town phoned me and said to me, Henk, please help us with fundraising. If this lockdown is going to continue, it's going to be a drama. And I said, I know nothing about fundraising. I know nothing about the NPO sector. I can't do that. I'm not equipped for this. They said, no. But I was very involved with the South African Chamber of Commerce in the UK. And my friend B is here. She was the High Commissioner. Tembe, where are you? There she is. She was our High Commissioner at the time. So we were very involved in the expats and the things there. And I then didn't make much of it. The next morning, another friend of mine phoned me from Johannesburg who said, Henk, please help us. And I went, okay. And he was my client. And then he said to me, it's your skill set. Please help us. You're uniquely positioned to help South Africa. So what did I do? I phoned my friend Tembe. Tembe, I had this conversations. Can you introduce me to a philanthropist? So she introduced me to the Gentleman's Third Generation office in the UK. I was really excited to speak to him. And as we go through the conversation, I said to him, listen, off the bat, I know nothing about fundraising. It's my first call ever. So if I say something wrong, please forgive me. Yeah. And he laughed and he said, fine. And then he said to me, Mr. Swanepoel, we were so proud of your country in 1994. But now 27 then, years later, if I think of South Africa, I think of corruption, state capture, and like you were honest with me, you know nothing about fundraising. Can I be frank with you? I cannot in good faith give one pence to a charity in South Africa, not knowing it's going to land up in a Louis Vuitton handbag. Whew, but it means, yeah. Thank you. Very nice to meet you. So it's the laptop. Took my dive out at a Rottweiler pumped and I went for a walk. Who's the first person I phoned? Tembe. So I just had this bizarre conversation. Who regulates this industry? I know nothing about that. And Tembe said to me, it is a problem. It's not there. But about, Joel, how long was that? About 2 years prior to that. Pumela Selesi, she was the head of Brand South Africa. The UK government reached out to Brand South Africa and said, would you please get your expats under control? Okay. There is nothing more ghastly than a South African fresh off the boat. Oh, my canary, julle weet. they have to justify why they have to leave their 4x4s and their big houses and their domestic workers and now live in a small flat in Chatham. Okay, so they slate the country. So we went to all, the campaign was play your part, and Pumela asked me, please come. And so we went to Birmingham and Edinburgh. I met you in Edinburgh, hey, Jill? Yeah. And Jill was, Jill has done, 32 books on the NPO sector. Been around for 40 years. So she runs the SA UK Trust, and she was there looking after the NPO sector. And I went to just say to them, you stand there, and we have a whole thing in all these cities, and you say to the guys, do you want to retire? Do you have family in South Africa? And they go, you're like, you're retired. Yes. You go like, stop slating the country. Man, stop it. Just stop it. You know, your family is there. All the bad mouthing you do, you are damaging the country. All the people that's trying so hard to get investment in can't do that. And I can tell you horror stories. So yeah, during that now, I befriended Jill. So phoned Tembi. Now I'm back in my story. Now this thing is, I don't know, how's this a whole sector that you can't help? Boom, what are you doing? So I phoned Jill. Auntie Jill, I wandered into your enclosure. She goes, what did you up to? I said, man, can I tell you what happened? And I said to Jill, how does this work? Isn't there a booking.com or a trust pilot for charities? Like, how do you discern? Kaf en kore, was je goeie is nie bad. But how do you select? And Jill went, listen, well, we had time, there was lockdown. So she said, let me explain to you. I think it was a 2-hour conversation, Jill, more or less. And I said to her, now, how do you fix this? I mean, I stumbled upon this, but how do you hit this thing? And she said, oh, you need a philanthropist with a personal interest and a lot of patience. And I went, oh, where do you find that? And she said, I don't know. But if you find one, please let me know. I've been looking my whole life. So you're cool. At the same time, South Africa went from analog to digital with the broadcasting such, and I was consulting from a media. I teach myself for many years in media. I only was still puffish. And I was consulting there, and on that consortium was Derek, and we were the only two in London, on that part of that consortium in the UK. And in between, so we started speaking on the Zoom course, and then Derek said between the first and the second lockdown, he's going to come, and I'm in Aylesbury, just 30 miles outside in Buckinghamshire, and he said he's going to visit me, and he wants to see this woods and my dog and everything. So he came, we had lunch, and then we went up to Wendover Woods. We were walking in the woods, and he said to me, so apart from this project that we're working on, what else are you doing? And I said, really doing something, but I forget, because I then phoned Tembi and I said to her, she get me some information. Data is key. Okay. And then Lex still phoned me back, Tembi. He goes, Mr. Swanepoel, he was head of a DTI in the High Commission. Why are you asking about the NTO sector? I said to him, why, Lex? He said, if you asking, there's something coming. I said, there's not something coming. I just want to know. So I had that little bit. Oh, it was the second biggest employer that Nedbank was, and there were 240,000 registered NPOs. I nearly died. Okay. The Charities Commission in the UK is the same population, more or less, as South Africa, only got 70,000. Okay. And it's highly regulated. Okay. So you go 240,000, 70,000, that is the problem. And the more you scratch, this thing was just a problem everywhere. It's like an onion. Every time you touch it, it's a problem. And it's the sector that's doing the best work. So you go like, here's the issue. And I then told Derek the story, and we were standing in the woods, and he looked at me and he went, I'm a philanthropist. I blushed blood for it. I said to him, I should have Googled you.
I should have run away then.
Yes. And then Derek stood there and he said to me, but you know what you're talking about, the verification, that's not the big issue. The big issue is the assistance. He said that he's Derek, Derek, I don't know if you know, third generation philanthropist running his late parents' foundation for 25 years.
Yep.
Yeah. And he said to me, and he stood there with his finger and he went, the donor journey works like this, and these are the 5 pillars of iZinga. In the woods, he took his finger and he went, the first one is the donor sits with the money. So they decide, is it early childhood development? Is it donkeys? Okay. Is it whatever it is? Then they go and look, the next levels is look for an MPO that does that. Now, how do you verify that MPO? Okay. And that's the first issue. And then the second one is they need to have impact. That's the third power. If you don't have impact, you're wasting everybody's time. And that is so well regulated in the UK that there was that Naomi Campbell have this, the supermodel from the 80s. It was amazing, a charity, high profile. And she was banned from the Charities Commission because she had manicures and five-star hotels and flew first class on charity.
It's got to look good when she's presenting them. Come on.
Can't do that. It's not regulated. You try that in the UK, you did. Out. Then the next one is the assistance. And this is why we are iZinga Assist in our name. Okay. Because the MPOs is normally a person that saw a need in society. They are not marketing people normally. They're not business people. They want to help. They need help. And there's so much help out there, but it's nowhere in one place. We are going to, I'll tell you, we're going to launch our knowledge information hub very soon. You will not believe the stuff that we've got. That's free of charge. But your ticket to the game is you have to be verified. Okay. And I'll get to that a little bit later. And then the next one is reporting. Derek said we've been tracking it. He normally in November, January, gives out the money.
Yeah, January.
He gives out the money to 40 MPOs here in South Africa. Guess how many of them percentage email back and say, thank you, Mr. Lubner, for the money? Less than 10.
Sure.
And we've been tracking it for 5 years. And then they will phone him later in the year and go, Mr. Lubner.
Maybe they just don't like me. I mean,
oh, no. It's the hairstyle. No, here you go.
It's possible.
Well, they'll phone him in like halfway through the year. Say, Mr. Lubner, can we please have some more money? We've got a crisis. And he goes, what did you do with the money I gave you in January? Not a photo, not a thank you. And it's what they don't know what they don't know, a lot of them. And just that thing. So what we've done is we then develop it. So that's the circle that Derek stood there. And then he said to me, do you want to fix this? Anything about the MPO sector? He goes, but I do. And I went, okay. And then the next morning we went home. I phoned Derek the next morning. Listen, were you serious in the woods yesterday afternoon? And he goes, yes, man, have you not started yet?
Yeah.
Then he said, I suggest at the beginning. So what's the first phone call I made? Auntie Jill, I found that the philanthropist in the woods.
He's run away.
She goes, bother off. But I said, no, I did. Yeah, and then I said to her, okay, we have to fix this. Where do we start? Okay, and it's now a 5-year journey. And we quickly tell you how we have done it. The first problem we had was the verification, the MPOs. Okay, in South Africa, you've got 3 different legal types you can be. Each is governed by a different set of laws. Each got different reporting.
There's a lot of people shaking their heads here.
Yeah. And you won't believe most of the MPOs, we've got 171 on the platform at the moment, 43 that's verified. A lot of them didn't know what legal entity they were. And because we've got 3 journeys. And where's Mac Roberts, Alva and Mariki Cash? Our legal partner, they got in 3 years ago, helped us with Ricardo Weingart, our director of legal, to create a grid. There's no fluff in there. It's 20 steps. It's all that you have to do legally. And it takes, some of the people do it in the morning, some take 2 weeks, but there's 20 steps. And that's all you have to do. And there's no wastage in there. It's all stuff that you have to do. And the nice thing is we keep it for you in the cloud. You can access it. And the ones that expires, the platform lets you know your thing is expiring. Please get it again. That's the first thing that we do. So there you get 1 star for legal. All your legal stuff is done. You get a star. Okay. 1 star for governance. Guys, governance. Hoe belangrik is governance, Ricardo? It is incredibly important. And then 1 for finance. Then we go to the next bubble, and that's impact. There you get 2 stars, and that's your 5 stars you can get on the platform. Then from there, we now got to the information hub, and that's where ShopRite came in. I don't know if somebody's here from ShopRite yet.
Not yet. What is it?
No. So now we've done that, those 2 bubbles. Now, how do we restore the trust and transparency? with the European donor, so like that gentleman that I spoke to, and the South African MPO. It's nearly impossible. But the key is we made up with ShopRite. And they've got financial services and they've got two systems. The one is a money market account, and they are opening, if you get 4 stars on our platform, they open a money market account for you. It's free of charge. It's the cheapest bank account you can get in South Africa. Sorry, please. And we open a voucher account because some of the South Africans, because our first big prong that we're going to tackle is the million odd South Africans living in the UK.
And they are odd. That's true.
Yeah. They all want to give it £20 or £50. £20 is 500 rand. Okay. Let's go for them. Just go, your heart's at home, give 20, I can track it for you. And tell you, and then you can give more and you can select, but let's just start somewhere. So a lot of them said, I am not comfortable giving £20, but I will give a voucher that they can go and buy stuff. And we said and ShopRite said, right, so you get 4 stars on the platform, we open a money market account for you at ShopRite, where cash go, but there's some limitations. We have to do source of funds, and South Africa landed on the grey listing, so it's complicated. Okay, no cash. You cannot draw cash out of that account. Okay, not ever. Not going to happen. Out of this ShopRite account, and then we give you a voucher account as well. And then what we do from there, we track it. So say, for instance, you want to give £20 to save the donkeys in Kurumat. Okay. Now, you sit in the underground, you scan the QR code, you go, I'll give them 20 quid, send it through. We track it all the way down into the ShopRite money market account. As soon as that £20 have been spent, we send the platform pings the MPO and say, hey, and all of you here, if you get pings when this is all up and running, please, quickly as you can, send a photo and a one-liner, happy smiling donkey trough. No. And then the platform sends that back. That person sits on his phone when he goes on, ping, you've got a thing, a happy smiling donkey. And then this is where the trick comes in. Okay. Do you want to give again? Do you want to increase it? Do you want to repeat the donation? And that's where the trick is going to come in. So we need your help. When they say to you, yes, £20, don't sneer at the £20. Just immediately respond, because that's the loop. And if we can get that loop, we must get that loop going. Yep. And that's going to do. And I think that's more or less, okay, let me just tell you what's our rollout. We're going to launch today just with we've got 4 journeys that we had to develop. That's a lot of work. First was the MPO journey that you all know, that you go in and you upload your documents. Then we've got the reviewers journey with McRoberts attorneys that we check the stuff, those 2 works. We finished the donor journey and the donation journey, but we're still testing. There's so many moving parts. So that's ready. But what we're going to do, we launch today with the 2 journeys, the MPO and the reviewers journey. So let everybody get on. We've got 171 on the platform now, 43 that's finished. Well done to you. Yeah, well done. Well done. Then in about a month's time, we're going to launch, once we've got everything checked and we see that the systems from Investec to Payfast to, they all speak to each other, okay, and it works. And ShopRite, we're going to launch that, and we'll speak to Trish. Thanks, our launch partner for Prime Media. Thank you very much. We're going to ask them, then we're going to do a push here and test it, the platform and the system in the South African market. We want to see how the people react to it. It's a world first market we've got, the first platform that we've done. And to give you an idea, when we went to 12 banks in the UK, they didn't want to open bank accounts for us because they don't have a model to compare us with. And the moment they hear we're moving money to a grey listed country, they go pale, bad. Pale. Now you can ask Derek. I've wasted years just dealing with banks. Okay.
They go pale.
So, and once we've got everything running here, we're going to let it run for about 3-4 months in South Africa, just to let it wobble and see that it settles. And then we're going to launch in the UK. Okay. Because we've got one shot at the UK market with the platform. One shot. It's a sophisticated online market. If something goes wrong, we're dead in the water. So that's what we're going to do. And then in January, I don't feel, maybe December, we're going to launch the Knowledge Information Hub. That is going to be amazing. There is so much amazing stuff there. There are templates, like Roberts gave us templates, like for you from basic legal contracts that you can use as a basis. There are free licenses for software. There are training. There is, you cannot, people are just throwing stuff at us. And of course, there's nowhere, one spot for everybody can give. Everybody wants to help, but they don't know how. So we saying to them, oi, we're doing it in there. Because you have to go through the steps before you can get to the knowledge hub. Yeah, and that's sort of our rollout. Did I forget something?
Yeah, you did. No, it isn't. But just to say, we're not a fundraising platform, so we get asked that a lot.
Please.
So we're not a backer buddy, we're not a give and gain, we're none of those things. We also don't compete. We're not competing with other platforms. If there's, we all know the sector. There's lots of people doing lots of good stuff. Our aim in life is to collaborate and to partner and to work with people and work with organizations across the board. Yeah. We are not, this sector, as you know, is massive. We will never, ever, I'll be, dead for about 400 years if, by the time we get every NPO on the platform. So we're not after numbers. We're not looking to load 200,000 NPOs. That's not going to happen. What we are trying to do is to make sure the NPOs, you guys out there, that are sustainable, fundable, and are going to continue to grow and are attractive to donors. So a lot are going to fall by the wayside. That, again, it's not our problem. We are focused on quality, on NPOs that are sustainable, frankly. I mean, that's pretty much, from a donor point of view, donors are looking to NPOs that are going to carry on growing, that are going to scale to the point that they can, and all that, and provide impact and all the stuff we've talked about. So please, this is a huge thing for us. We are not here to replace other fantastic organizations, which ones they are. We're not here to replace, if you've got donors that are giving you directly through SnapScan and, whatever, all the different ways that they donate, fantastic. We're not here to replace that. We're here to enhance and to make, the thing for me is a lot of donors that I talk to tend to give to the same NPOs over and over again. You've cultivated those relationships over years. Fantastic. We don't want to replace, we're not looking to replace that. But what we are saying is that there are far more NPOs that you don't know about that you may be attracted to. And that's kind of, we're opening that up to hopefully to donors to see that. Sorry, go.
Yeah, very important as well. Very close to my heart is to see how many of the NPOs we can make into social enterprises.
Yeah, correct.
For me, I'm an entrepreneur. I love this sort of thing. So we have a Swiss foundation that said to us, they want to have a look, and we're going to have a little filter process to have a look at the ones that sort of like qualifies. We're going to hand them to them, and then the Swiss foundation is going to look at them. So there's all these interesting stuff that comes to well, but very important, guys. We're really not a fundraising platform. And if somebody ever says to you, we're a verification, that's the most important thing. And as we go to other countries, because we realized quickly, Derek and I, that it's not just South Africa, unique to South Africa, it's all sub-Saharan Africa. Yeah. And then as we started speaking to the United Nations and to some of the other people, they say to us, but it's South America and Southeast Asia as well. So we've got people everywhere. So we designed the platform that it's modular. We can go anywhere, it's configurable. So we're going to try and go to different countries and use that. But verification is the big thing. And the knowledge hub, that's the other thing. The donations is really down the line. That's not, the verification is the thing that's missing internationally.
Yeah,
that badge, when you've done your verification, put the badge on your website now, because that's a unique badge for your NPO, valid for that year. Nobody can steal it, nobody can copy it. We've had a program like that to give that absolute seal of approval.
Yeah, just one last point and then I'll shut up. We are neutral. We're a neutral between the donor and the NPO environment. So we're not political. We're not going to, we're not involved with government at this stage, although the DSD, I have a feeling, will come knocking on our door at some point. But for now, we really we're neutral. We will not obviously condone weird funding from weird people. That's not going to happen. But we cannot get we can't tell a donor who to give to. All we can do is provide the choice on the platform, and the donor will make the choice. So we are neutral in this game. We are not party affiliated, government affiliated, none of that stuff, and we will stay that way as long as we can. Yep.
And just one thing, the only entity we don't allow on the platform are political parties.
Yeah, correct.
We have more decisions. All open. No, it doesn't. It can't be anybody else. We are most welcome to come and go through the process.
Correct.
Also, the other thing, just people ask us, we don't charge a MPO anything to be on the platform. All that I ask you to onboard and to get to the Knowledge Hub is a little bit of your time. So upload your stuff, take the time, get your documents ready, and go through the process. What we will do is to fund some of our costs. All the donations that we get in, we're going to retain 5% of that just to pay our platform fees and all the costs, because the banks.
Everybody.
Now I'll do like a little snippity snip. So
They have to make a living as well.
we have to make a living. So we retain 5%.
Yeah.
Okay. But to use it and to go on and to get to the Knowledge Hub, that's always for free, because we never want to have an MPO that's a Gogo's Kitchen and Kailic are saying, but I didn't have 50 pounds or 50 rand or 100 rand to do that. So that's the only thing. And we've also kept the technology. It doesn't eat a lot of your data. Okay.
Yeah. How are we on time? Are we?
I think it was. Any questions?
Yeah. Let's have some
Can I ask a question?
of yours.
In terms of that concept of the donor sitting on the tube saying, oh, I want to support the donkeys, and the reply coming back, do you have an opportunity where because one of the things I'm noticing a lot more of influencers in social media, guess what I did today? I saved a donkey.
Right.
Is there a share component? Thank you. Sorry, a share component that allows for that person then on the tube to go, oh, guys, I've just spent £20 saving a donkey.
100%. Yeah.
Very easy.
Yeah. For sure.
Definitely put that in there.
Because that's a very
Yeah,
clever-
No, 100%.
You got
Spend cycle.
that little thing always share. So we'll have that and connect it.
Lovely. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
no, for
Well
sure.
done, guys.
But just on that, that's jury's out of how we're going to do that and all that. Because in the UK, there are apps where you can, go on and donate. They're competitors to us, if you like. What we're targeting is the South Africans living in London. We're not going to, your average Brit's not really going to be interested, I don't think. So it's, jury's out on that, how we're going to do that and all that. But yeah, 100%.
Trial and error. And also, please, this is a world first that we do.
Yeah, if you've got any advice, tell us.
Our
Please.
best we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, exactly.
So
how can you tell?
Please. So please give us feedback, give us suggestions. Just email Derek and I go, or give us a ring and say,
Yeah,
what
100%.
this? And a lot of those sort of calls have shaped it over the years.
Correct.
Just not me and Derek and Jill. It's a lot of people. It's a whole team that said, but have you thought of this? Have you thought of that?
Yeah.
Remember, we're creating it here. There's nothing. We are creating something brand new.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi, Margaret.
Hello.
You're done, guys. Okay, my question is, okay, so you've said no political party, but I am interested in...
No problem.
No problem. We're agnostic. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just no politics.
All 3,000 religions are welcome on our platform.
Because I can tell you, we will lose all our things in the UK for the financial regulator will close us down if we touch political parties anywhere.
Yeah. But religion, we have faith-based NGOs on already.
Lots,
100%.
all over.
Yeah. No
Okay.
problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've got mics there, so it's just wait for the mic. All right.
Can I?
All right.
No, sorry.
Yeah, go.
Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity.
No problem.
Something that's very important for us is the issuing of 18As with South Africa for donors. So will this platform eventually, I know it's not called 18As overseas, but will that option be available eventually?
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
great. Thank you.
Hello.
That's great.
morning, Derek. Morning, Henk. I'm over here in case you can't see me.
Oh, there. Okay, good. Sorry, this light's very bright.
No worries. Felix Spies from Siafunda. I literally arrived from Kuruman yesterday, so I'll take those 20.
How you'd like the donkey saying?
No, we'll take it to the Moffat mission. We'll go save the donkeys. So I can't believe that.
Did you arrive on the donkey?
Yeah, he's outside. I just in that ticket for the donkey. Much appreciated.
You see, save the donkeys, Kuruvar.
As well.
We said the whole time in London, save the donkeys, Kuruvar.
We got you. I wanted to, just out of curiosity, two things. The one's going to be easy and the next one a bit more tricky. First one, out of the 171 and the 43 that have now got 5-star, geographically, are they concentrated in Cape Town or do you see them
No, they're all
over the spread over South Africa?
Right now, for my speech later, but I think about 56% are Western Cape. But that's mainly because a lot of them are from MAID, the NGO, the foundation that I've been running, that were mostly Cape Town based because I lived here. So, but we got NGOs from every province, and we're hoping to make that spread widely. Absolutely.
So to be launching today, and thanks to Trish and Prime Media, we're going to get the word out. So I think it's going to change. At the moment, it was only friends and families and by invitation only. All of you knew somebody that was involved in iZinga. That's why you're here. But now from today and tomorrow, it's out to the public and you can register off our website. So I think that's going to change. But we have quite a spread, funny enough, all the provinces so far.
Okay, thank you so much. The second quick question is, I recently completed a thesis looking at exactly this, but exploring donor perceptions on trust. And if we look at the UK, verification agencies, the research doesn't necessarily say build trust. Are you looking at academia to learn from those lessons? Because as you rightly say, in South Africa, we don't have anything like this. And will donors actually respond positively? Just because you've ticked the boxes doesn't mean that there's trust.
I don't know, tell me.
Happy to do the research.
What's the answer? I don't know. No, you're right. It's a very good question. It's a very good question. I mean, we gambling on the fact that South Africans living in the UK have their head in the UK and their wallet in the UK, but their heart's in South Africa. So we try to connect their heart to their wallet, basically. But yeah, you're right. I mean,
No, the people that we've been speaking to over the last 5 years, and people ask you, what do you do? And we go to a lot of the UK network tests. Do you want to maybe answer that, Jill? Do you want to give it a bash?
Me?
Yeah.
No, Jill.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Working. Well, firstly, Felix, well done. Can we have a sort of rule today? We don't do rules, but whatever a lower version is. Let's get your name.
Yeah, where are you from?
Where you from? Because the networking is also incredible.
Yeah, correct.
I think trust is imperative. And one of the resistance, I mean, the whole issue, we don't trust what's going on in South Africa because there's corruption. So I think trust is a critical issue. I think one of the things we're enabling is trust. So yes, trust's up there.
But trust takes, trust in anything. I mean, trust takes time. So for the minute, what we're hoping is that feedback loop, the minute that is completed, that somebody gets a message back, thank you so much for your donation, etc., that builds a trust. But it's a great question.
Like the people that we've spoken to, we've been to a lot of events and stuff, and networking with the expats. When we tell them what we're doing, they go like, wow, I'll try £20 because £20 is not going to kill you. If it doesn't work. Yeah. But once the 20 works, maybe at the end of the month, you'll say, well, I'll give 100. And then that's 2,500 rand. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
correct.
And then suddenly you tell your friends at the braai, there's rugby, and you see all the safas with the rugby t-shirts and then that's how it's going to.
Exactly. I think we need to press on. Okay.
Right. Anybody else?
Oh yes, please.
Good morning. My name is Latifa Jacobs.
Where are you?
How they?
There. Okay. Thank you.
So my question goes around protecting the beneficiary. So you mentioned about loading a picture, and I'm asking, and I'm interested in wanting to know, how are you planning to regulate photos that are being loaded?
Good question.
We've got...
Because...
Ricardo, do you maybe want to take that?
Because Jill just mentioned about trust.
Sure.
We want to strengthen the trust between donor and obviously the organization. Mm-hmm. But we want to keep the trust between the beneficiary
100%.
And not exploit them.
100%.
So thank you.
Yeah, 100%.
Can our head of legal is here. Thank you.
So that's a very important question in terms of personal information. In fact, in the whole journey that Derek spoke about, I think part of the pilot phase was actually to look at the whole issue of information as well. We're going to talk about it later on. Three key themes: risk, information, and compliance. And so that issue of personal information is quite central. It's part of our terms and conditions. We've gone through quite a process in terms of deciding what kind of information we want organizations to upload on the platform, in terms of our own processes, because we were saying we don't want, in fact, it's a principle in terms of POPIA that you don't request information that you don't need, right? So just one example, we don't ask for board minutes because we realize there's a lot of personal, sensitive information in that kind of, minutes. So we don't ask for that. And we've been through a process where we've debated a lot of these issues. And sometimes, the hard questions come up, but fortunately we've debated these issues, including personal information. In fact, part of what we ask organizations is whether you've got, whether there's compliance in terms of POPIA, right? So we don't want pictures of children to be uploaded unless there's compliance. Now, we don't want that, right? We don't ask for that in terms of our requirements, but part of the assistance process is also to raise awareness on the part of organizations to say, you need to be more circumspect when you deal with personal information. It relates to the question of trust that was raised now. Now, I can't go into it in much detail now in terms of that response, but definitely it's part of the panel discussion, and it's definitely an item on our agenda because, and this as an organization that I've uploaded the information, we actually ask you, is there compliance in terms of POPIA? Is that if you recall that, right?
Yeah.
The reality is a lot of organizations are saying yes, but we're not quite sure if that is completely accurate. Part of our assistance strategy is actually to build capacity and to raise awareness precisely of that because of that question.
They will be
Thank you so much for that.
Thanks, O'Connor.
All right, one more. And we must then.
Oh, is there another one? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you've been had your hand up all the time, waving it around. Yeah, exactly. Can we bring the mic there? Over here in the front.
Thanks. I'm Kathy from the Bible Institute of South Africa. Now, we don't breed donkeys, but we do train men to preach to them. My question is, this verification process is like a gift from heaven. I'm sure you all agree. Amen. It's absolutely wonderful. So, whereas we can be verified by your organization, how can we help you?
And has become a central pillar of
Tell
That's very
everybody.
Yeah.
Tell everybody.
Absolutely. No, thank you. Listen, we've survived on word of mouth up to now. We haven't, as you know, this has been, hasn't been publicly launched, hence today. So we've been quite circumspect on. We wanted to make sure the platform was ready before we opened it up to the public. So absolutely, word of mouth is, for us, word of mouth. Listen, we cannot market this widely. I mean, we just can't. It's not possible. So word of mouth, social media, all this sort of stuff. So if you have people that, if you want to introduce, absolutely, they'll go onto the site and log on and all that. I'm just, how are we on time? We okay on time? Clara? We good? Does anybody need a bathroom break? You all good?
Another questions?
No. There's one at the back. One at the back. A last one, I think, and then we must move on. Sorry. Just hold your question. If you don't answer it now, you'll get a chance. Don't worry. We'll make sure we get it and then ignore it.
Good morning, Henk and Derek. Thank you so much for this platform. It's really incredible. My name is Monica Edwards, and I'm from Mamelani Projects. What I would like to know is if there is any intention or possibility to connect nonprofits with service providers. I think as nonprofits, we sometimes need whether it's a web designer or an HR person or just someone in finance, and we're often looking for excellent.
100%.
We are.
Is that? Are you a plant?
Can I predict?
That's a great question.
The project we've been through, Jill very kindly has hand selected. We start with the information hub with 15 service providers. That's been handpicked by Jill. She actually had a call with each and every one of them to say that you are the best in your category to be there. Then they also do a 15-minute little TED Talk video on their topic that as service provider to give the MPO some information, like say marketing for dummies, you know, that little thing that enough information to get going. But they also, and this is thank you, Joel, for negotiating that.
Absolutely.
Gave a discounted iZinga rate that you can then book the consultant from our website as well.
Yeah.
From them.
So
Incredible news.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joel.
Yeah.
That took also a lot of your.
Again, part of the challenge is to get what you're showing to an audience that is now, you know, I hate to use this first world, third world, you know, developing world kind of stuff, but people in the UK are, I think I saw a statistic, something like before you even get from your house to your office, you've seen 70 images from different brands and different, I mean, it's just, you know, it's just crazy there. So to get mind share and to get somebody to focus on this, we need the best. And, you know, there'll be website templates, how to take photos properly, how to take videos properly, how to do social media, you know, that kind of stuff. That's what we are. Yeah. All right.
Any other questions?
No. I think we got to move on.
Well, thank you.